So let's go out and take a look and take some pictures of some elements of nature that might inspire some sculptures. So I've got this beautiful texture here, which is beautiful. We keep kind of walking around. Got some beautiful textures, kind of different aspects here. I'm going to take some photos of. Got some nice kind of elements here that are kind of growing, which is great. And so we're kind of getting some different feelings from nature and some different inspirations. I'll go with this leaf as well. Okay, let's see what we can do with those things. So I'm in Canva now, I'm in Dreamlab. So I'm just going to write a little prompt here. And I always like to write isometric if I actually spell it correctly, which I'll go back and do in a minute. And what I'm going to do is I'm looking for a pot. So I'm looking at some pottery. I'm going to upload in the style reference that image of that texture. I think we'll go with that one there. It's got some different elements in it. And all I need to do there is select, I could create, but if I go back to look at the different styles, Smart's the best one in regard to this context because it's trying to make sense of your prompt. We could do 3D render, we could do some other things there. And we've got some really great options there. So I love that one there. But let's see if it can do the handles when we create the 3D. So I might download this one here by clicking on the little down arrow. I'll click on this other one as well because I might use that a little bit later and download that image, which is great. Now what I'm going to do now is jump into another AI tool called TRELLIS. And Trellis will allow me to upload that image of the pot. And the reason why I used isometric is because it kind of gives a different perspective of the top, down, left, and right a little bit more. It kind of gives more of a perspective or a full coverage. Now you can see here that it's got this extra bit. It's tried to get rid of the background, hasn't done a great job. So I'm just going to get rid of that. And because I'm on a Mac, I can just basically open up that image in preview, like I'm in Finder. Let me drag that down. So I can open up that pot here in preview and I can go up to my tools at the top, which you can't see. But what I can do is at the top, you'll see tools at the top that I can go there and remove background. It probably might do a better job of it. Let's convert that to a PNG. Oh, that's looking much better. How good does that pot look, by the way, with that inspired reference image of my photography from nature from outside that's kind of got different growth and different elements on the palm tree, which is pretty cool. So let's upload that one that's done a better job of removing the background. Trellis will do a pretty good job for most of your images there. And what it's going to do is if I press generate, it's actually going to generate a 3D model of that Canva Dreamlab image. So I've kind of gone from being inspired by nature to using two AI tools to create a beautiful pot that I'm going to view in augmented reality in a minute. So as it's generating there, you can see there, I've logged into Hugging Space with my file, and it's done a pretty good job of generating a 3D image basically from some of the things that we've been looking at with our nature-inspired Canva Dreamlab. So what I'm going to do now is I could go to generate and look at the different settings with the generation, but I'm going to extract that as a GLB. So if you're new to 3D modeling, GLB is just a file format for a 3D model. And you can see on the right hand side that it's trying to generate that. Now that might take a bit of time. While that's generating, I'll just show you here, you can go back and play around with your different strengths of your generating your 3D model. I'm not going to do that now because I'm pretty happy with the default settings of that. But if I brought the guidance strength and structure and so forth up to 10, it's going to give me a different look and feel. That could be a different tutorial. But at the moment, I just want to see what that 3D model, that GLB, is going to look like. Here it is here. Gee, it's looking pretty good. Now I can play around with the textures and make it brighter and do different things, but I'm just going to download that GLB straight to my settings. It's gone up to my downloads there. And all I need to do, because I'm on a Mac, I'm going to use my final software in a minute, which is called Reality Converter. And you can get this through Xcode and the Developer Center on app. It's completely free. It's a terrific little software that it will convert it to an AR format called USDZ that I'm able to just airdrop straight to my phone. and have a look and see how it looks in there. So what I'm going to do is, you can see there the different generations for the different settings. In my generation settings in Trellis is going to give me a different result there. But I'm pretty happy with that first one. So if I double click on that GLB file, it's going to open up my reality converter here. Let me bring that down a little bit, and it will automatically convert it to a USDZ file. There it is there. It's looking pretty good. And if I go up to File in Reality Converter, I can look at my different settings and my lighting and my texture. So if you have a look here, you can actually play around with your different textures. If you wanted to just keep the actual structure of it, you could lighten it up, you could enhance it, you could do a range of different things with that texture. But I'm just going to simply download that as a USDZ file because I want to see how it looks right next to the original Canva inspirational image going forward. I love that we're starting to play around with AI and starting to look at it. So I'm going to export that as a USDZ file. We might call that pot. And I'm going to airdrop that, and let's take a look at how that looks. On from that Canva, and we've got our beautiful inspired nature USDZ pot without too much hassle, all using kind of free tools for Mac and web-based things as well. Paul Hamilton here from UTB.